Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode here on the Hermitcraft Mesified server. Behind me, maybe not so much of a familiar sight, on the other side in front of me we have Iskal's base, the gorgeous tree line covering this area. Over in the distance there, the giant jelly of Scar's base, we've got Cubfan's base over there, Wells Knight's tower and Tango's glorious build right here. This is the bridge that leads you into the blue residential district, and across the way from here is a place we haven't spent too much time in. It is the Orange District, the Entertainment District, and you may recognise this thing over here. It is the logo for Cub's Quest. This is a little mini game made by Cub that we have done. We did one of those. There's been 2 of them so far. And we're over here today just to check out what's been going on, because a couple of things have popped up in this area which I'm quite curious about, including this build right here, which looks very interesting. And there are some signs over here saying, "Do not enter, work is in progress," and closed, and I've just been peering in through the windows, and it looks like some sort of fascinating game is going to pop up over here, because the Orange District is the Entertainment District, a place to build games, and the only game that we've built, or attempted to build, is the chicken game in the Dangland, and that is currently unfinished. I will eventually get around to that, but I haven't really been feeling it. Do you know what? I don't have any ideas for mini-games in this game at the moment. Really need to put my noggin to it. And I know some of you are going to ask it, like, why do we have 2 places for mini-games? Well, the Dangland is the theme park by Doc and Efo, and this is our planned entertainment district. So we've ended up with 2, and I say, what's the problem with that? Why not have 2? It's fine. Anyway, this glorious looking build is the entrance to the Tangler, a mini-game that Tango's working on, and I've been deliberately not watching his episodes for spoilers. So down here you can see it says, "Future home of the Tangler, please do not enter." I'll tell you what, we will be back here in the future to play that when it's finished, as it looks extremely exciting. Anyway, just wanted to show you some other things that are happening here on the server. Right now, we are going to take to the sky and head over to the Octovoid. And there it is, that glorious build, which has kind of an ugly top at the moment. These are not actually at the correct height, but Nembom's been in touch with me and told me that it's okay to have this where it is right here. We could have put this all 1 block higher. Whoopsie. And as always, with doing these mega builds, there's always just one thing that's off by 1 block. I actually had to rebuild a couple of these because I built them off by 1 block when we did those time lapses as well. It is unbelievable how much time I put into this. Anyway, we're not too focused on the top area. We're going to go down below because there's a little bit of work that's been done down here. We've got more glass in place, as you can see. We can walk around on top of this bedrock, and then over here there is this crazy line of cobblestone with redstone on top of it. And you can see that we have been removing bedrock, the thing I said I wouldn't do. Yes, I decided what we want to do is put these beacons as low down as possible. And you know what? I never actually figured out how much we're going to gain from this. So a beacon is 4 blocks tall, and the beacon is the 5th one. If we go over here, we should be able to see the bedrock that's at the bottom of the world. I believe that right there would be it. If we press F3 and look somewhere around the bottom area, it says looking at 0. That means that's the very bottom. So 1, 2, 3... and then this block, I have no blocks on me. How can that be? It's because I've cleaned out my inventory. I'm very clean and organised with my inventory. Some people point that out, and I take a little bit of pride in that, actually. Except times like this, you know, you're trying to do something and you don't have anything. Okay, so what was it? 1, 2, 3. The 4th would be at that height there, and then that means that our beacon would be level with the glass. That is perfect, actually. So we have been breaking bedrock. The way that we do that, we drop Ender Dragon eggs onto bedrock when they are in lazy chunks. Confusing stuff, we've done it many times before, so I know lots of you watching know all about this. Some of you that don't, you'll probably get to see it a little bit later on. This is the annoying thing about breaking bedrock, is after you have to get rid of these dragon eggs, and you can do that with pistons, but this is a really slow process because you've got to do them sort of all 1 by 1. And there's probably lots of other ways that you're speculating how to do this, like using water, and we've tried many of them. It's quite slow and tedious. And the problem is, if you right-click on a dragon egg, it's going to teleport somewhere else, and I accidentally do that a lot as I'm trying to place blocks. So, example, we right-click on it, it disappears. It's actually gone over here because there's one on top of another one, and I was quite fearful that it would end up somewhere under the glass. But there is another way to get rid of these dragon eggs, and that is to basically destroy them, which is what we're going to do right now. We're going to put a Aha, I have to be super careful where I right click here. We're going to place a block to put the TNT there, and we're going to light it once we've made a escape route. And also I'm just going to put some cobble up here to shield our glass a little bit. Now I've had a long think about this. Duplicating dragon eggs is really, really easy. And so, can I do this with my bow? I can. Amazing, I love that. And so, I think that we should blow these things up. It would be a lot easier. But as you can see, it's going to blow up some of the glass around here as well, which is unfortunate. But when it comes to doing the ones on the other side, we haven't placed any glass yet. So that's sort of the plan with how we're going to deal with this. Once we put down our dragon eggs, just blow them up. It's so much quicker. And sometimes 1 or 2 dragon eggs survive. It looks like that was very effective though, because none survived. Right, let's do the next one. We're going to do that there. All of this glass is exposed, so we're just going to double up on cobblestone here. There we go. Explode! Explode my lovely TNT and get rid of those dragon eggs. Probably have been a good idea to stand a little further back then, wouldn't it? And look, one of them... 2 of them landed on the ground, so you do get some of them back. That's a good thing. Alright, the damage isn't too bad on the glass, and to be fair, for the time that we save by blowing out with TNT, I think I can handle any damage to the glass. And yeah, there it is. It's all been cleared out. The thing that I wanted to mention is that you can't actually remove the very bottom bedrock, which is this bit right here. If you drop a dragon egg onto the bottom one, it will just simply land on it because there is nothing beneath it, which is something that I didn't know. And I'm very glad that I decided not to remove all of the bedrock here, because we would have ended up with a flat bedrock floor, although that would have been in 2018. You know, this is a very time-consuming process, actually, and the way that we do this is we have these pistons in lazy chunks, or they will be lazy chunks when we choose to activate them. That's slightly annoying. How am I going to do this? By jumping up and down in the bedrock? Yep, that seems to be the way. Well, we won't place all of them down. It's a little bit of a parkour challenge to get out of here. Boom, up we go. What you do is you put your dragon eggs on top of these, and then you let them drop down below. So that one we're not actually going to do, because that's the very bottom. So we'll put 1 there, and then same on that side, I believe. We'll double check that. But then the thing to do is to put some signs in front of this. And we've actually got a better technique than this now, thanks to Nembomb again, who is a smart person, always sending me over suggestions and helping me out with making these videos. But I got a cool tip for you. We're going to do something better than signs. But if you hold down Shift, right click, then hold down Escape, and hold both of those keys down together, you can see that you just place them practically instantly like this. You can see the GUI flicks for a second, but we are placing those down nice and easy. So now we can put more dragon eggs on top of this. So just got to pick out the ones where this is slightly confusing because the sign is on the left hand side. So yes, we would put 1 there. That didn't place for some reason. That's slightly alarming. Can we place them off the side of one of these if I hold down Shift, or is that going to teleport away? Aha, that's very good to know. Okay, so we can hold down Shift and place them like that. So all of them are in place. Obviously there are some gaps because there's bedrock that's already at the bottom, and I fell into a hole. How amazing. Let's throw an ender pearl onto that wall there. Excellent. And man, viewing it from up here, looking fantastic, this place. Oh, and this ring of dirt and what's going on here, you know, there's going to be some sort of pillar or structure in the future. Many things to change down here. But anyway, what we're going to do is head all the way off into the distance so that these chunks here become lazy chunks. And I've done this before. We actually did a lot of this in a live stream to sort of test it out. As you can see, we're kind of on a chunk border here, but that's okay. What we did is we counted the distance extra that we've come out from that area over there. And I've pressed F3 and G to bring this up, by the way. This shows you the chunks. And we will go and power this redstone, which will unpower those pistons, pop up all the signs, and the dragon eggs will fall down below. So 1, 2, 3 chunks, and then 4 chunks extra is the distance we need to go, because it is this chunk that we're about to walk into where we were breaking bedrock before. So if we go all the way to the end of this line that we have here, and we don't want to press that button because it will actually power that redstone. That's really bad, and at some point that's going to catch me out. If we go all the way to the end of this, we are too far away from where we want our lazy chunks to be. So all it means is that we've got to walk forward by 4 chunks and then power the redstone. So there's the first chunk, the second chunk, the third. I could have done this by counting the repeaters, just realised. the fourth, and it's this one here actually that we want to power. So we power the line of redstone, and let's get in our minecart and head up there and see. Actually, let's grab that as well. That's a good sign. I don't see any signs. No signs is a good sign, and no dragon eggs. Oh, that's the wrong button. Hi. There we go. Let's turn that off for now because it's kind of annoying. And let's pop over here. So when we come back, all of our signs are going to be able to be picked up, which is good because we want to use them again, although we're actually not going to use them again. And now more of this has been broken. The next time we're doing this, it looks like there's not a lot left to do at all. And I like this. Look, if we put a TNT right there, I'm not going to bother shielding the glass. Actually, yeah, I am. I said I wouldn't, but I will. Just a little bit like that, a little bit of shielding. Let's go and set this thing off because there's loads of dragon eggs right around it. Oh, and I accidentally right-clicked on one. That was bound to happen, and it's probably teleported somewhere else. Boom, and there it goes. And that's going to be so much easier than before now. Let's do another one over here. So not much further to go now. And I've got some banners because this is going to be even easier than placing signs. One thing about banners though, once you place them down, they sort of pick up an MBT tag, and so it creates a separate stack. See the difference? Doesn't matter. We're going to place them all down because this is going to be even easier to place than signs. Don't have to hold down escape or anything like that. And yeah, this is extremely useful. We can put the dragon eggs on top of them. Alright, there we go. All done. And I don't want to spend all day down here working on this, so we'll do a short little time lapse over there, doing another beacon. And also, cool tip for you, if you do things like this yourself, you put down the water bucket, it's going to flow to the lowest point. So if ever you miss a block, then it will flow over to the edge. So over here where I haven't filled it all in, you'll see it just goes down there to the hole. So pretty good way of checking that you got all the glass in when you're done. So that took about 15 minutes to do. Not so bad, I say. We've got 2 more to do. This one will probably take longer because there's glass around it. And you'll see now that there are skeletons and zombies marching towards me. I've sussed out how they've got over here very quickly. They are spawning on the beacon that we just built. I'm pretty sure that's what's happening. Let's pop over there and put down a beacon block. Do you know what? I'm going to hold this in my offhand so we can see what's going on a little better. Of course, we've got Optifine. I'm so unprepared for this right now. We're going to move on to something else in a minute. I'm thinking next time we do this, it'll be in a live stream. It's a nice kind of thing to do on a live stream. You can just chat while doing this sort of boring, repetitive task of going back and forth and clearing up dragon eggs. And yes, so what I reckon the best thing to do in this situation is simply to fill this all in like so. However, this is pretty much the last of my black glass, and I think what we'll have to do is visit the desert at some point, you know, smelt up a load of glass and make some more. But we will have to do that later, as right now I would like to show you the chorus fruit farm, which we worked on the last couple of episodes straight, so we're not going to be over here for too long. I've been taking feedback from the comments, and look at this room right here. That is pretty nice, is it not? And there's still some blocks on the ground for where I was digging a moment ago. we replaced the sides and the tops with snow, and it just gives it a very nice vibe up here. It feels kind of like cold, like you're in a freezer, and that's where these plants are kept. I really like it. It really ties off this room very well. So anyway, let's go over in this direction, because this gave me a whole idea for what we're going to do in our next episode, which, by the way, will be on Friday. Do you know what? Wherever this ender pearl goes, it's probably not going to be too useful, is it? And normally our episodes are on a Saturday, so it'll be a day earlier, as I want to do 2 episodes of vanilla and modded a week, and the way it would fit into my schedule is if I just move this forward a little bit. So now your weekend episodes will come out a day earlier. Anyway, up here, somewhere around here on a hill, is this guy right here who I've been farming for snow, and at first I set him up in the mesa and I went, yep, I'm a dummy, of course he's going to die in that biome. And now I'm thinking, hey, there's a whole potential to come and build something over here. Now we could build a bridge going across to here and down to this space and build a little igloo and have a proper snow farm that everyone can use on the server. And then I've been looking at this and thinking about all the things that could be different, you know, from a basic setup, how we could make it so much better. So something to look forward to in our Friday episode. And I came all the way over here without a crafting bench, or without wood in my inventory, which is one of my golden rules, to try and always keep wood in there. And this time I didn't have any. So I made my way over here. Aha, you've seen it already, haven't you? To grab the bottom of this tree so I could make a crafting bench. There you go, you can see it's missing. And then I noticed this beautiful build over here. This is Wells Knight's building, I do believe, and behind there should be his base. But I think the proper way to check this out is from the sky. That's the way. I'm getting better at this game for sure. Not Minecraft, the flying game. And is this Wells's base? No, it's not. Perhaps this is just a build that he did. I'm pretty sure Wells built this. It looks brilliant. Kind of looks a little bit better from afar. I noticed that the texture was kind of undecipherable. Would that be the right word? To me, it looked like clay with trapdoors on front. Then we get closer and we see it's actually stone buttons on top of a cha-cha wood. This is cool. I like it though. Just something out here in the wild to be discovered. That makes Minecraft feel a little bit more lived in, you know, when you're just out and about and you see something like this. Let's get away from here again and just look at it again. See if you guys can see what I see when I look at this from a distance. Yeah, it really does look to me like there's clay and trapdoors up there, but of course we know it's a cha-cha and stone buttons. I sold some end rods the other day, if you're wondering why this wither skull is here. Sold them to Iskall. He gave me a wither skull in exchange and left that behind. And also when I was over here, I found some quartz when I was rummaging through my chest. Now I was about to head over to the Bound District to buy some quartz from Beef, and then I remembered that we had this. So what I want to do next is just finish up the bottom area with the furnaces of the Purpur shop so we can call that little project complete. So I just need a bit more quartz to do that. So the down below here is finished. All of the missing blocks up top have been placed, and I have put some purple glass over here. Another suggestion from the comments, as you could sort of walk up into the lava, which wasn't very safe. And now that it's offset, it's a little bit more purpley as well, because that sort of yellow and red and orange mesh doesn't particularly mix well into this build. So now I think it's really quite nice actually down here. And if we head up to the top, we have yet again another suggestion from the comments, which was to put some carpets here, and I do believe this won't actually work. So we're going to do a little test together. We will just make a little section like this. That's far more than we need to do a test, and then we will put down a bucket over here. Now I think what's going to happen is the hitbox of the carpet is going to stop the items from going over to where the hopper is. I could be wrong. I could be remembering things incorrectly. That's why we're doing a test, and I'm not just dismissing this. But if we chuck in some items like that, we'll see them go down the water, and then what happens is they get stuck on the edge, and they're going to stay there and then despawn because they are not going to go down onto the hoppers. Now, what I could have done is perhaps put the hoppers one block lower in the ground. That's something I'll consider, and also to show you that it is the carpet blocking it, there you go. Learning to fly like this is definitely a game changer. We are over at the desert that has been used for mining. We're picking up some sand for our black glass in the Octovoid. I just thought it'd be interesting to go around and see how much of it has actually been, you know, dug up. And it's quite hard to see from up there actually, because the sandstone is the same colour as the sand. But it looks like a very, very large amount of materials has been gathered from this area, and as you can see over here, a lot of people have been flattening it for the sandstone as well. This kind of stuff just fascinates me, you know, seeing it change over time, because there was a time when we first came here, and of course, this is all just a regular desert, and now it's slowly and slowly being demolished. What is it with me and making friends with bunnies, eh? Ever since the old incident with the log father, these guys have been extremely friendly. The other day we had cow rabbit. What should we call this guy? Vanilla rabbit? Oh, you guys pointed it out in the comments. It's the golden carrot that I'm holding in my hand that he's coming after. He wants a little bit. Can we give him a little bit of carrot? Is that something that we can do? Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, we can. Hi, he loves me now. Oh, awesome. And on the way back, this happens. A ghast spawns in your tunnel. This is going to end badly, isn't it? Unless I can get him from just about here. Oh, that looks so close. Yes, there we go. Easiest ghast kill ever. There's a sitting duck. And like the genius I am, I've remembered that I've done this already before, and I've already got loads of glass already sitting here ready to go. What a wally I can be sometimes, eh? So 16 stacks of glass, we need 2 stacks of ink sacks, and I've got 2 diamonds with me, which is fantastic. I was just thinking, thank goodness this is 8 per, you know, 8 glass can be dyed with 1 ink sac. I wish wool was like that, because whenever you need to dye a lot of wool, that quickly becomes very expensive. Well, we've used way more than our 16 stacks, but I've made a considerable amount of progress here, and it's been making me think about the whole Epicsode thing. We are not going to be doing another one of those for a long, long time, but we probably could have done a third one down here. As you can see, there are just more time-consuming tasks, and you know what I just spotted? Not this zombie, no, 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 no. Let's do a little bit of a check. Oh, we can also put ourselves out of fire, which would be very nice. Yes, there is a gap in the glass just here. Let's fill it in. I missed, brilliant. What was I saying? Yeah, so this took me quite a bit of time and a lot of materials, and so does breaking the bedrock and putting in the beacon. Basically, we're going to be doing what would have been in an episode over several episodes as we just continue to work on this area. But doesn't it look great? I had night vision on. Apparently, I'm running out of night vision now. That's the last of my potions. And what good timing, because I've just finished doing half of this area. So now we are done going all the way across here in a straight line over to that beacon, going all the way across to this corner. I just realised that I am a complete and utter dummy. Look at my XP levels. 254. I never needed to come to this place. The XP farm's down there, by the way. Well, at least I got to repair all of my gear that's on me, but that's kind of ridiculous, because I've been over here making some items with my XP, some books and other things. Oh, did I look at you? I think I looked at him. Quick, let's hide down here. Oh, I think he died. Yeah, he died. He was on fire. So yeah, well, I never needed to leave the overworld, I guess, and look at this place. Cub fan's been busy again. I'm going to assume this is a Cub fan. Look at that right there. Putting up some support beams. They look fantastic. And from a distance, this is quite close to Bedrock. Well, it lacks the noise that Bedrock has, but otherwise it's the same sort of colour. That looks so good. I'm really impressed with what he's done here. Anyway, let's head back to the overworld. We need to go into the Brown District, and I can show you what it is exactly that I've been up to using all of this XP. I, ladies and gentlemen, have been making boost bows, the things that we use to get around and fly through the beautiful districts of the Hermitcraft server. There is a new shop directly next to my one, which has definitely benefited this shop, because I stopped doing my AFK fishing a while ago, you know, and that meant I wasn't getting the things that we need to make the boost bows, and now we've stocked this up. How many in total is that? 7 boost bows. These things used to take a fair amount of books to put together, and they still do, but some new business has opened in this area. As you can see, Mumbo's new bookstore right here has opened. He's selling books at 1 diamond per whatever the book is. And here's the cool thing, you will find many good enchantments in here. I saw a Silk Touch, There's plenty of mendings, there's fawn, and then there's also infinity, which can be a little bit tricky to get hold of, but punch 2 is the main one, and I brought lots and lots of punch 2 books from over there, and lots of mending and unbreaking ones as well. So the cost of making these has gone up, and for that reason I've actually doubled the price up to 8 diamonds. We'll see how they do. If they don't sell, maybe I'll lower it a bit. And have we sold any expos? No, but I know that these ones are more popular as people like to use them to get around. So that has been stocked up. And so I think I'm just about spent for this episode. If you have enjoyed it, please do leave a like on the video. And if you've watched the entire episode all the way through, you know that we got our plan set in motion for the next episode, doing something with some snow golems. And I've got all sorts of ideas bubbling in my mind on how we're going to do that. It's going to be interesting, but for now, I am going to try and fly. Do you know what? Flying, yes, flying facing the camera is a little bit trickier than it looks. I'm going to head over here to the Octovoid. Ciao for now, people. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.